guys, welcome back to my channel. First off, I know it's been a while. I have been trying to upload weekly as of late, but this time I know it's been more than a week because I was waiting for my parcels to arrive from the UK and it took some time, but now it's finally here so I can film for you guys. Oh, and secondly, the microphone that I used is for some reason not working right now, so we're going to have to make do with the audio recording on my camera. So if the sound is not as good as it was in my previous videos, that is the reason why. Anyway, today's video is another one of the to buy or not to buy makeup series. This time we are testing out the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Foundation. Ever since it's been out, so many people have tried this, have raved about this, and there are so many positive reviews that I thought, well, I have to give this a go because this is so affordable. This is only $10 in the States, and I bought this from Beauty Bay, which I think cost about £12 or something around that mark, so it was really affordable. A lot of people are comparing this to the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, so it will be fun to see how it actually compares since I have that one as well. So I'm going to be able to tell you whether that is the case or whether people are exaggerating. We'll see. Before we get into the application part, I just quickly want to let you know what this product is about. So from the LA Girl website, it says, it's a pro coverage, high definition, long wear illuminating liquid foundation, which is ideal for a flawless looking full coverage finish. Lightweight formula is comfortable for all day wear. Paraben free formula with added antioxidants helps hydrate and improve the skin's appearance. Okay, so you get 28 milliliters of this foundation, which is 0.95 fluid ounce, which is a bit less than a normal foundation. Usually you would get 1 fluid ounce or 30 ml, but I don't think that's a huge issue because the difference is very small. Now, what could be an issue is the shade range that they have. I ordered mine in the shade Fair because I saw other YouTubers using this foundation, and anything above Fair seemed to be way too dark for me. So I thought Fair was kind of a safe bet. And to be honest, I am a bit scared right now. When I first got this in the mail, I thought straight away that this is not very light. I mean, I have no idea how it's going to apply on my skin, but just looking at it from the bottle, it doesn't look very fair to me, to be honest. But let's get into the application. So as you may know, if you have seen my previous foundation to buy or not to buy video that I did about the Dual Air Flash, I will link it down below in case you haven't seen it and you're interested. The way that I like to do this series is that on half of my face I use primers and color correctors and setting sprays and all that kind of jazz to really get the most out of this foundation, and on the other side of my face I don't use any enhancing products whatsoever, so we can see how the foundation acts on its own and whether there are any differences or inconsistencies. And then after that I'm going to come back and check in with you guys after a period of time, and we'll see how well the foundation has lasted. So without further ado, let's try this thing out. On the right side of my face, I will use the Urban Decay B6 Vitamin Infused Complexion Prep Spray. And on top of that, I will go in with the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. Just going to massage it into my face, create a nice even base. Now that we are all primed, let's do some color correcting. This is something that I will do on both of my under eyes because I don't put foundation under my eyes anyway. I always use concealer under my eyes. Just in case anyone is interested, I am using the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. For the red spots on my face, I will be using the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Green. My face is actually not that bad right now. The breakouts have kind of diminished a lot, but it's still just a lot of redness, so we'll try and cover that up. Okay, I think that should do it. So now I'm quickly going to prime my eyes as well, and then we can finally jump into the foundation. Now I will be applying this in two ways. I will use a brush. This is a Real Techniques buffing brush. I will use that on the right side of my face, and on the left side of my face I will use a beauty blender. Oh wow, Okay, can you see that? If that is fair, then I don't know what I am, because seriously, I am not even the fairest of people. Right now, I have a slight tan on. You probably can't even tell, but I got a bit of sun like a couple of days ago, and I'm not as light as I usually am. But even right now, this is just a tad too dark. But we're going to roll with it. To be honest, this is very runny, which does kind of remind me of the Ultra HD by Makeup Forever. I will use 2 pumps. It smells a bit chemically, not gonna lie. And the colour is a bit off. Oh my god, I can't get over the scent of this. Can't really tell you what it is, but it is chemically. As far as the application goes, I feel that it's going on smoothly. It's not dragging anywhere. And it is covering up very nicely. Can you see that line? Literally, this is a bit dark. But I mean, we can make it work. We can make it work. Just drag it down the neck a bit. Try and blend it into the rest of my body so that it wouldn't look as weird. It says that it is medium to full coverage, which I absolutely agree with. I'd say that is even more so on the full side rather than medium, but I'm actually liking this. And this is only one layer. I have not gone like over it with some more product. It is looking very nice. The only part that I'm not very happy about is sort of around my mouth and around my nose, but that is kind of my skin's fault mostly because I have very dry and very red skin under my nose. It's flaky all the time, no matter how many times I moisturize it or whatever I do. And also I have really dry skin all around my mouth, and it is very textured as well. I mean, you can't really see it that well from afar, but when you get really close you can see it. All kinds of foundation always gets stuck, and you know, there's nothing that can really hide it, so that's fine. I suppose it's not the foundation's fault, but that is pretty much the only area that I'm not happy with. Everything else is looking okay. We are going to see how well this performs with the Beauty Blender and without primers. I'm gonna have to put a bit more foundation on my hand. I feel that the foundation oxidizes just the tiniest bit, but it's nothing too bad. As I expected, using a Beauty Blender shears out the coverage a bit, so it is definitely a bit more natural and not as full coverage on this side. It blends out just as nicely. There are no issues there, so I can't really tell a difference blending wise. And to be honest, the finish is quite similar as well. I guess it does look a bit more dewy on this side, but at the same time, well, this side has already kind of dried down. This side is still freshly applied, so it might just be that it's still a bit wet, and once it dries down, it will, you know, kind of go the same way that this side is. It's definitely luminous, but considering the fact that I didn't use any color correctors on this side, which usually are, you know, a big help with covering up blemishes, I'm really liking this. Besides the fact that the color is a bit off, we've made it work though. You can't really tell. Let me just quickly get up close so that you can see my face a bit better. Okay, so this is as close as it gets. You can still see some of my skin peeking through around my eyes, but that's because I haven't used concealer, and you can obviously see the blemishes. But other than that, I don't know. I'm really liking this foundation. It's luminous, it's dewy, and well, as you can see, that's what I'm talking about. Around my nose and around my mouth, it always is like that. But yeah, it's looking good, guys. Okay, so I will quickly finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I will jump back here and tell you how I feel about this foundation with other products on top of it. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is on. I am pretty impressed with this foundation. Everything went on very smoothly. There was no difference between the primed side and the unprimed side. I couldn't tell any difference when applying the rest of my makeup. Everything layered super nice. Everything blended out well. Nothing dragged. Nothing, you know, like looked patchy or anything like that. I can't fault it. If it stays this way and it doesn't start wearing off funnily, or it doesn't, you know, get cakey or oily or anything like that, or if it doesn't break me out, then oh my god, I will be absolutely in love with this foundation. And considering the fact that this is like $10, which is, I believe, even less than like L'Oreal and Maybelline foundations by now. I think that they are more expensive than that. This is such a bargain. It's absolutely ridiculous. So as a last step, I will apply some setting spray on the right side of my face, and I am using the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I am quickly going to just come closer to the camera so that you can see my face up close again. This is the prime side, and I used all of the sort of enhancing products and primers and setting spray on this side of my face. And then this is the side without the primers and setting sprays and all that kind of stuff. That is it for now. First impression wise, I am super excited about this, and my hopes are really high. Right now it is 12:30 in the afternoon, and I will check in with you guys in a couple of hours and we'll see how this has held up. Okay, so I just got back from running some errands. Don't mind the shirt change. It's really cold outside today, so I had to change into something a bit more warm. By the way, I got my microphone to work again, so that's good news. The voice should be okay now. But getting back to the foundation, it is currently 4:30, so this foundation has been on for 4 hours. I'd say it's kind of the same as it was when I first applied it. I think it's a bit more dewy than it was before, and if you have oily skin as well, it can get pretty dewy. That's how I feel, at least. It has rubbed off around sort of these areas around my jaw, but that is because I just like to touch my face a lot from there, so it's pretty much my fault that it's rubbed off. The prime side and the unprimed side are both kind of identical still. I can't really tell much of a difference. I think I like the prime side just a tiny bit more, because I feel like everything is just the slightest bit more even, but it is so close that really there's not much of a difference. And it also has rubbed off around my nose area, and it's kind of caked up on the sides of my nose, but that also happens with every single foundation that I own because that's just what my skin is like. That's pretty much it. I'm going to come closer to the camera as well, just so you can see a close-up of my skin. Okay, so this is the primed side. And this is the unprimed side. So as you can see, it's still looking very similar, only a bit more dewy, and around my mouth it's dry as heck. But yeah, I will check back in with you guys after a couple of hours. Okay guys, so this is the last check-in. It is currently 9 o'clock. This foundation has been on for a solid 8.5 hours. It's still very similar to when I first applied it, even though it has been over 8 hours by now. So there's really nothing bad to say. I mean, I've touched my face constantly, I've eaten, I've been in the sun, I've been in the rain, I have, you know, given this foundation a decent test. The only thing that I have to say is it has definitely worn off a bit more on these areas, and it's still looking extremely dewy, but I don't actually mind that. There are a couple of things that I do want to point out though. First off, the scent of it, I remember first applying it and the scent was quite strong. It does have a chemically scent which did annoy me at first, and it did linger a bit on the face as well. It didn't go away straight away, which was a bit annoying, but it kind of disappeared eventually, so that's not too bad. And another thing, the shading issue, it's kind of a bummer, especially if you have a very fair skin tone. So that would pretty much mean that if you wanted to give this one a go, you would probably have to get the white shade as well that you could mix in with this one to create as light a shade as suits you. But all in all, I am extremely happy with this foundation, and I would definitely say that this is a product worth buying. These are my 2 cents on it. I will quickly come closer to the camera once again so that you could see everything up close. So this is again the primed side. You can obviously see the texture on my face as you could in the beginning. And the unprimed side. So this was it, guys. This was the to buy or not to buy video on the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD foundation. I truly hope that you found this somewhat informative if you are thinking of buying this foundation. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so that you wouldn't miss my upcoming videos. That's it from me. So take care of yourselves in the meantime, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!